chair over. And I'm just gonna start with the muscles that I believe are the biggest culprits of our knee pain. The first one is one of our quadricep muscles, so quadricep 4 muscles, is your sartorius. So that starts right around in here. This is such an awkward thing. Let's just stick our fingers into our pelvis. But if you walk around in here in the pelvis, you'll find some spots. And there's my sartorius. I can feel it going all the way down. It's tender because I just did a spin class. It's also tender when you walk a lot or you spin a lot, squat a lot, whatever. Okay. So this muscle inserts up here. It also inserts, it comes down the inside of your thigh, goes over top of your knee, and oh, that hurts. There's the insertion point right there at the bottom inside of your knee. So when those muscles get tight, lots of leg lifts, lots of spin, lots of walking, we can have an issue there. I'm going to show you a few ways you can stretch them out. Dynamically first. So dynamic movement means we actually get into the fascia as well as the muscle. A dynamic movement heats the muscle up and gets it moving. I really like dynamic movement. It's very different from a yoga practice, but I really, really like it for what it does for the body. So here's a dynamic movement for your hip flexors. You are also toning your buttocks a little bit, toning the back, stretching out the tummy, but my focus and my goal for you here is to stretch out the hips. This dynamic movement is also stretching all of the muscles around the hips. So sometimes we can have other stuff going on. Do the other side. So while you're doing this, I'll just explain some of those other things. We can sometimes have fascial adhesions. So our fascia can be stuck around a muscle, meaning that it could be stuck to another muscle. It could be stuck to a bone, and that is impinging that muscle's movement. When that happens, it's just like that muscle being tight. It can't move, and that's going to pull on your knee. Okay, another one for going side to side. It's going to open up the buttocks, also the inner thighs a little bit. How can I show you this? Oh, like this. So you come up on your tiptoes and start with just one leg. Come up on the tiptoes and we go side and over, and make sure you're not going to kick anything. A lot of you, if you've done yoga with me or any of my Tabata classes, I do this a lot because this is what I used to do when I played volleyball. I would do this at the beginning of every volleyball game to open up my legs, get me ready for movement. It's a good warm-up. As you can see, I'm getting a little out of breath here, other side. And you're just trying to get that leg as high as it'll go. The reason you're on your tiptoes is so that you don't hit the floor with that other leg, because that hurts. I've done it. Also opening up the inner thighs. I didn't even talk about inner thighs. You've got 7 hip adductors, meaning these muscles here pull the hips in. That's their job. And then you've got a long muscle called your gracilis. But right now I'm working on here. Okay, so quadriceps. I digress. So that's how we open up the inside. Here, our hip flexors. I also want you to notice some people are having, while I'm doing dynamic anyway, issues over the top of their knee. So if your issue is there, the dynamic movement for you would be more doing something like this. Okay, so yes, I fully love to do a static hold. A static hold is going to stretch the muscle. If it's a fascia issue and a muscle issue, it could be both, this is going to start to lengthen the fascia. This is going to warm the muscle up. This is going to get your flexibility increased faster because when we move dynamically, we just get that muscle. We can even get a little shoulder stuff going on. I love doing this. I do this all the time on my own. Yes, I just stand in the kitchen and do this because I spin a lot. My quadriceps get tight. Okay, so that's for dynamically opening. One other thing you can do to feel and give a little stretch to the knees that's safe and again a little bit of movement is to go into a wide stance, right? Maybe just more than hip distance, but not too far lunge. Okay, so hopefully you can see where I'm at there. Keep your back back leg straight, have your palms on your hips, bend your front knee. Keep that position, and then just move your hip in circles. Now, you want to avoid diving, right? It's just circles, and it's hard to keep that back leg straight and keep this front knee bent. So you're limited in how far you can go. Go in the opposite direction. Oh, I can feel myself wanting to do those dives, right? So just circles. Okay, other side. So switch legs. Again, straighten that back. Intention that that knee's gonna stay bent, and then don't fall. All right, a few circles in one direction. And you might feel that around the knee, that's okay. Also, noisy knees are okay. A lot of people will say to me, I've started spinning, or I started working out, I started walking, and my knees have started cracking. Good. Noisy knees are not a bad thing. Noisy knees are actually a sign of good knee health. So if you go into a squat, you heard that crack, 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 great, means they're working. Don't worry about noisy knees. Okay, so we've dynamically opened up a little bit. Now we've got to worry about stretching out the knees. So this is if you don't have a massage ball. So I'm only going to do things with you right now that are stretches, and then I'll do a different video with a massage ball. So come on down onto your mat. And as I said before, it's inside, outside, top of the leg. So your palms come behind you, bring your feet in, and then just start to go side to side. Good. While you're here, now I said massage ball, but I didn't say I wasn't going to massage you. So one part that can really affect your knees are your calves. So if you take your thumb in this position and start to massage the outside of the calf on this leg, you do that a few times, you might find some good spots. And then the inside of your calf on the other leg. And you're just looking for spots where you have tension. And you will probably be really surprised by how much pain and tension there is when you get in there. If you're spinning, if you're walking a lot, the calves have more tension than you think. All right, then go to the other side. And again, inside of the one leg. And then outside of the other. Or you could do that in the opposite order, that's fine. I'm doing a little rocking motion. That's because I do Thai massage, and when we massage and Thai massage, we rock. All right. So now for the thighs. So again, this muscle here, our sartorius, we can chop that. So just chopping that muscle, so nice. Just like your karate chopping. Then you can do the outside. This is your IT band. I haven't talked about the IT band yet, but that's connective tissue that comes from your tensor fasciae lata down to your, again, across the knee. So you can even take that on the bottom of the knee. Good, other side. I wouldn't recommend, a lot of people do. I'm not a big fan of a foam roller. It's not that a foam roller won't work. It's just that if your IT bands are really, really tight, generally speaking, it's an issue with your buttocks that's pulling up on your IT band. So if you foam roll, all you're doing is lengthening something but not getting at the issue. Okay, so we can't massage our own buttocks. Well, we could a little bit, but that would be nice if we could get back there, but it's hard. The way we can massage ourselves is to hold the leg up. We bring the gluteus medius onto a stretch, and then we start to make some circles in there. So doing this will use your body weight. Actually, the gluteus medius is not on a stretch. It's actually activated because its job is to take the knee out. So that was a lie. It's not on a stretch, but it does feel like a stretch. It is, however, a stretch for the piriformis. Go in the opposite direction. And then do the other side. When I went and did my Masala Bhangra training in New York City 4 years ago, 4 years ago, like right around now actually. Anyway, I was going the opposite direction. I was walking to the training and I went the wrong way. And I was running along Broadway. I was supposed to be on East Broadway and I was on Broadway thinking I was getting to the training late. And I had a crazy amount of pain in my knee and then did this dance training for 8 hours. So I had to repair my own knee. So doing that was a lot of massage of my calves and the side of my leg and my buttocks. And it worked. So we can get there. Okay, so we've massaged the buttocks, we've massaged the legs. Now to stretch. So to stretch out your buttocks, this is my new favorite. It's just a variation on a twist. It's nothing crazy. It's just a little bit different and isolates. So if you reach up and grab your foot with the opposite arm, and then twist the leg over, and then just bring the toes down to the floor. That's going to stretch right in that spot that I believe is one of the sources of a lot of knee pain. I can actually feel that all the way down to my knee. And then do the other side. Alrighty. Whew. Oh, I'll show you a stretch for your inner thighs as well. So if you don't have any props, I'm going to just show you one thing. And that's doing a tree pose lying down. So you bring your foot into your inner thigh and then just lie there. Now that might not seem intense. So if you want, you could take something and put it on top to give you a little bit of weight. You could take an actual weight and put it on there. You could use your hands and just start to apply some pressure in there. If you have something that has a strap, you could take your leg into a full stretch for that inner thigh. And do the other side. All right, so that's just a tiny little yoga class for your knees, very small. Hopefully your knees feel great. I'm also going to just do a small little portion just for the knees with a massage ball. So if you don't have your massage ball, go get it. If you don't have a massage ball, get on it.